Absorbing ourselves the limitless nature of the universe, we, individuals, have reliably analyzed the risk of whether we surely are the fundamental species to have a planet. Looking on the stars, thinking about far-off universes, and investigating the potential perpetually past our minimal blue planet, that cutoff has at long last emerged. NASA's supervisor has clearly communicated that the James Worldwide Space Telescope has gotten something unprecedented close to the unstable edge of our tremendous neighborhood. James Telescope has no gauge on Proxima, the nearest, in all probability practical exoplanet to Earth. We investigated that a potential town made by sharp living things was perceived, which up until this point we try not to have the haziest idea about. The new James net openness suggests how the wonder of the fake lights of the city of Proxima B has progressed in development. The made mix of the ecological components of this exoplanet has been picked so together with us to this high-quality excursion to Proxima B to track down the nuances of this openness, as exhibited by NASA's supervisor. The Webb Telescope could have utilized this advancement just and has uncommon presence on Proxima B, an exoplanet found essentially 4.24 light a long time from our Sun. Solar-based planet well-known B has changed into a quality of a guarantee due to its convenience to be tolerable. This exoplanet circles its matching megastar Proxima Center, a red bantam that could be fundamentally more modest and cooler than our Sun, viewed as in 2016. Proxima lies inside the star's sensible zone, anyway implied as the Gill quarter, that is the region around the enormous name in which conditions ought to permit the presence of fluid water, a basic part for life, all things considered. Proxima's monster region to Earth and its region inside the sensible region have made gigantic interest and rule about its ability to help presence. Other than, it gauges a great deal to recall that the bull of an exoplanet is an extraordinary conundrum that consolidates assorted parts. Proxima B is depicted as an exoplanet with a mass around 1.3 times that of the Earth and makes several orbital recollections of around 11.2 Earth dates, suggesting that it completes one circle round Proxima Center in that time. Other than, things are not so especially evident as we would obviously think. How the planet is Earth-like in size and circles a red star doesn't guarantee that it's far a specific pantomime of our presence and that we can all move there. The fairness of Proxima B isn't set in stone, known through different factors. One of them is a planet's climate, which goes similarly a securing shield and plays an imperative occupation in controlling temperature, what's more, life as a rule. Then the explicit blend of Proxima B's climate is as of now problematic, making it hard to choose its, for the most part, sensibility. Scientists are working on strategies to perception on the atmosphere of Proxima to have the choice to supply them bits of knowledge around spirit works and help them with searching for out possible biomarker particles that would show the presence of life. Another tremendous variable influencing conventionality is the presence of water. Regardless of anything else, reality that PRB is inside the sensible region, it's mild important to pick in the event that it has a degree of water to be taken into thought sensible for presence. Water is an essential piece of the problem. Further, experts are looking for symptoms of fluid water on the planet's surface, whether it's seas, lakes, or streams. These pieces of real factors might be crucial for differentiating the risk of constancy on Proxima B. The press of water in specific states like ice or smoke is furthermore considered since water accessibility is essential for guide normal cycles and is taken into thought a fundamental indication of sensibility. Proxima B raises trouble generally its ecological factors. Examiners need to find in much the same way factors, for instance temperature strain, what's more, land improvement on Proxima B to dissect whether the planet is inside fitting accomplish for presence to flourish. Unbelievable conditions like a singing power or ludicrous bloodless can make persistence hard. Sound potential is similarly huge. Volcanic releases or seismic activity can disturb validity. Anyway, adequacy is a tremendous. Proxima B is persuasive for being in a flowing locked country, truly continuing with that one side of the planet remains continually in foggin while the opposite side is continually edified through the superstar. The most enormous star assessment between the illuminated weak site could have to make temperature sorts and parts that could influence this planet's sensibility. These are several standpoints that examiners are tending to generally inside the search for sensible planets. Examiners are getting to know the phony piece of Proxima to in reality check out at the presence of normal combos, for instance, amino damaging and different particles basic forever. They will comparably focus on whether the planet gets sufficient energy from the CB or one disconnected sources to gas local cycles and permit methods of life work area work to expand, reflect, and flourish. Beside, no matter what this colossal number of assessments, The solicitation ARES with respect to whether Proxima being reality has each and every one of the huge added substances to be seen as a genuine planet. Is there colossal evidence for this? Well, the openness of Proxima being in 2016 turned into a striking accomplishment. Cosmologists executed the IM moderate precision device called the High Exactness Radioact Planet Searcher, or HARPS for a short, to isolate the inconspicuous gravitational TE of an exoplanet round Proximus T, our closest ADJ star. This moderate accuracy spectrograph is organized explicitly to catch exoplanets. Also manages the Guideline Observatory in Chile. It has been gigantic inside the divulgence of various exoplanets alongside Proxima B. The HARPS mechanical assembly works using the radium speed technique, likewise called the BL dark spectroscopy system. Its capacity is to understand exoplanets by evaluating the legitimate changes inside the colossal star's range introduced around by method of the gravitational scatter of enclosing planet. These exercises, known as radio speed or doorway impact, occur due to the gentle wobble of the well star as it's gotten through the gravitational correspondence with its friend planet. HARPS has an optical fiber that gathers the lighting from the woman star and courses it to the internal spectrograph. Inside the spectrograph, the light is scattered into its extreme frequencies, allowing space specialists to pay thought to the star's range completely. Accordingly, researchers can choose the celeb's radiomusicality with weird precision to play out the postgraduate training of precision expected for exoplanet data. HARPS utilizes propels and frameworks that consolidate a temperature-controlled climate, this norm settling the device. What is more essential, limiting the impacts of MEL types that could forestall unequivocal evaluations. What's your take around Proxima B? Do you expect it is sensible and that in a period we could have the choice to move to this extraordinary exoplanet? Let us comprehend in the analysis field. Mass appreciation for watching the video in Sharito, like and buy in, and I will see you inside the NASA Voyager 1 test. The most distant human-made object inside the universe is sending usable estimations to Earth. Again, in the universe we've no thought what its far is by and by we can degree it. Wayfarer 1, the outstanding space test conveyed by NASA more than 4 and a part of quite a while earlier, has fundamentally dispatched back a sign that has dispatched shock waves through the clinical IAL association, ensuing to traveling close to 14 billion miles from Earth. Wayfarer 1 has made a revelation so critical that it has adjusted the method of its undertaking, moving back. In any case, toward our planet. What unequivocally should this disclosure be? Could at any time be confirmation of extraterrestrial presence, a tremendous anomaly, or something to that effect, fundamentally more imperative, unfathomable? In this holding examination, we will uncover these astonishing exposures as Traveler 1 essentially made a disturbing disclosure that made it expectedly return toward Earth. Records let us in on that. The Wayfarer twofold tests, if certain sublime events hadn't compared to the most outrageous top-notch transport anytime shipped off, could in positively no way have left Earth for the circumstance the it were the 4 most prominent to change stars, planets in our sun-based gadget around 60 along the time back. These planets have been continuously changing in a way that had extra passed off during Thomas Jefferson's organization during the 19th 100 years. This uncommon planetary course of action went generally dark saw before everything. The principal individual to get its significance was Gary Flandreau, a doctoral student in flying on the California groundwork of development back in 1965, while space examination changed into simply starting working part-time at NASA's Stream Stimulus Research Center in Pasadena, California. Flandreau trans changed into endowed with figuring out the most green approach to send a space test to Jupiter, or maybe further away to Saturn, Uranus, or Neptune. Using a fundamental pencil, he demandingly plotted the orbital methods of those Goliath planets and made an enrapturing disclosure in the past due 1970s and mid-80s. Every one of the 4 planets could change to such an extent that they will be visited in an unmarried endeavor. This game plan inferred that a space contraption might have to use the gravitational attract of each and every planet to slingshot itself to the subsequent, essentially lessening travel time. Flandreau discovered that this course of action could cut the flight time from Earth to Neptune from 30 years to just 12 years. In any case, there was a stunt. This planetary game plan best happened once each 176 years. To exploit this, an uncommon entryway, a space mechanical assembly should be shipped off through the mid-170s. NASA clutched this extremely rare risk and created a rocket to make the experience. The rocket Traveler 1 and Adventurer 2 were sent on a top-notch endeavor to track down the outside planets of our planetary gathering way to deal with the course of action of the arrangement planet. And the visionary assessments of Gary Flandreau, the farewell of the excursion twofold tests on September 5, 1977, really looked at something basically marvelous at a spot known as Cape Canaveral in Florida. Pilgrim 1 left on its legendary experience into space, took off by infers of areas of strength for a known as Titan 3 or concentrate just 15 days after Pilgrim 2 became shipped off on August 20, 1977. Pilgrim 1 joined the gigantic experience, beginning its excursion into the gigantic universe through pursuing a more restricted course. Their fundamental undertaking was to research the gigantic gas beasts in our sun machine, including Jupiter and Saturn, alongside their different moons, but these bold space travelers beat all presumptions. They meandered a long ways past, stretching the boundaries of examination, visiting farther and longer than some other rocket in records. They broke different information on their exciting odyssey. They've gone beyond anything made by individuals sooner than meandering into a region are implied as interstellar space, totally new area inside our framework. These investigating space device Pilgrim 1 and Adventurer 2 are more than 12 billion miles, as a matter of fact, far away from us no matter what their huge distance. They hold to surprise analysts with the splendid revelations they make accessible, and most noteworthy of late, they have made a revelation so frightening that it has taken all in Sunry through marvel. You pioneer twofold tests, have done a barely any truly exceptional achievements. Over 40 years in the past they analyzed the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Radiant specialists at first acknowledged to be imbecilic and scarred like our moon. Those moons became out to be splendid universes. Voyager 1 showed up at Jupiter in Walk 1979. Only 546 days later, its conveyance Pilgrim 2, following a possibly particular course, appeared in July of the indistinct same year. Each rocket had been outfitted with VidCon cameras that used channels to get full-tone portrayals. Obviously, they were intended to be incredibly amazing, turning through room at a rate more noticeable than 15 events more delayed than the hour hand of a clock. This surefire that the photos they got were great and sharp all through their errand. The Pilgrims took extra than 33,000 photographs of Jupiter and its moons, each imperative new and captivating nuances. As in delineation, Europa, considered one of Jupiter's 53 named moons, with is seen to have a wrecked chilly covering anticipated to be in abundance of 60 m thick. As the rocket left from the Jupiter system, they got a farewell increase in speed of 35,700 m each hour from a gravitational slingshot critical move that pushed them in the heading of interstellar space. At Saturn, the adventurers went their various methodologies. Adventurer 1 gave through Saturn's fantastic studs, enduring colossal number of effects from microscopic soil trash preceding going by Titans, a moon enveloped in an orange cloudiness, and going toward the north out of the plane of planets. Pioneer 2 continued with its particular adventure, achieving Uranus and Neptune in 1986, all through its visit to Uranus. Pilgrim to see 10 new moons and familiar the planet with the posting of universes in our sun gadget with pearls. Anyway, Wayfarer 2's achievements were obscured with the aid of setback, while just a short time later its closest methodology to Uranus, the distance drove the miserable accomplice, exploded not long after departure, killing each of the 7 crew providers, including Krista Moy, an optional teacher from New Hampshire who was set to create to be the primary ordinary resident to go into Area 3 years sometime later. As Wayfarer 2 flew about 2,800 miles over Neptune's awesome purplish-blue methane sky, it encountered the swiftest breezes kept on any planet in our sun gadget, showing up at rates of up to something like 1 mph. Neptune's greatest moon, Triton, became out to be an odd overall, with wellsprings spewing nitrogen into Regan. Traveler 2 got the stunning scene in a movement of close-up photographs following its go to Neptune. Voyager 2 joined its sister test Pilgrim 1 on an incredible experience into interstellar space. As they meandered more significant into the unfamous, the Pilgrims encountered a peculiar cutoff known as the heliopause, where the effect of the sun-based offers way to the tremendous extent of interstellar district. Voyager 1 crossed this cutoff on August 25, 2012, turning into the fundamental human-made object to go into interstellar space in the interval. Pilgrim 2 went inside its steps, crossing the heliopause on November 5, 2018. As they keep their trip into the unfamous, the Voyager space device convey with them a splendid report containing sounds and photographs that painting the assortment of life further and way of life on this planet. This endless time tablet CR, made with the guide of a gathering past through Space Master Carlson, is expected to go about as a message to any outcasts who may one day experience the space device.